Tonight on Business Live, Chamber of Independent Power Producers, Distributors and Bulk Consumers threatens to shut down power plants. A debt owed them by government is not settled immediately. Also coming up, we get a bit more detail from the Securities and Exchange Commission boss on how payment of funds locked up with liquidated investment firms will be made. And traders in the central region ask President Akufo-Addo not to bow to pressure to opening up retail trading to foreigners. I'm Israelite. Stay tuned in. Ghana will not be able to use cheap hydro sources of power to expand generation capacity to support its rural electrification program. This is because of increasing demand for power in the last few years. The situation has compelled the Energy Commission to press on government to fast-track implementation of energy conservation initiatives for the country. Speaking to Joy Business, Director of Energy, Efficiency and Climate Change at the Energy Commission, Kofi Ejakun, said the growing demand is worrying and could affect the country economically.
Now Ghana has hit its wit's end as far as cheap hydropower is concerned. Now, any future expansion of generation capacity will have to come from thermal. And thermal is expensive. You understand? Thermal is expensive. That is how come sometimes we struggle to adjust tariffs upwards, and it comes with a whole lot of resistance. Thermal is expensive by way of the crude oil that we use as feedstock. It is expensive also by way of maintenance. It is expensive by way of the carbon dioxide that it emits into the atmosphere. So, if the trend is not checked and demand for power continues to grow, then we as a people will have no alternative than to cough money to increase generation, expand generation capacity. That is building more power plants. And that money, you know much as I do, that can be applied to certain sensitive sectors of the economy that will bring prosperity to all of us.
In another development, the Chamber of Independent Power Producers, Distributors and Bulk Consumers is threatening to shut down power plants if debt owed them by government is not settled immediately. The turn-off of the plant will affect the distribution of power to the national grid and consequently affect regular supply of electricity. Government owes the IPPs about $1.3 billion, with the debt set to escalate further. Joy Business editor Charles Nixon has been speaking with the chief executive of the Power Chamber and joins me on phone with some more detail. Hello, Charles. Now, what explanation has the Chamber been giving for government's failure to pay the debts owed them?
Well, as we speak, it looks like there is a deadlock between government and the Chamber, and it's quite difficult as to when government will pay the debt. The debt actually was $600 million as of July last year, but it has more than doubled to $1.3 billion. As at last week, government last week paid $200 million to the Chamber, but the Chamber says it's not enough because if you look at the cost of running thermal plants, it's quite expensive. So they have no option to shut down the plant going forward.
I'm curious though, why is it that they're expecting to have this payment done by government when ideally it should be the Electricity Company of Ghana?
As we know, Electricity Company of Ghana is more or less a state institution, even though it's a company, a limited liability company. But we all know that government is a majority shareholder of ECG, and decisions are taken from that level. ECG ran losses of close to about $600 million every year, and that has been the reason why these IPPs are indebted by government. So it's quite difficult, Israel. And as we speak, the Chamber is pressing that they will be able to secure quite substantial of the debt government owed them.
All right, so the reason why I'm bringing in the Electricity Company of Ghana is just to get people to appreciate what the situation is. We pay our electricity bills to ECG. So ECG collects the electricity bills and is supposed to pay the power producers for whatever power they supply ECG. And so ECG ideally should be paying. Otherwise, I'm wondering where's that money going? But clearly, probably that's not a question for you. But to what extent are they saying the operations are being impacted?
You know, they run based on crude oil, and buying such commodities is quite expensive, and they can't continue to operate in that direction when they don't have enough funds or payments have been delayed over a period. And that is something that must be looked at immediately, because if they are to shut down their plant, then it is going to affect power generation to electricity company, and consequently it's also going to affect supply of power. So that means that there might be power rationing going forward into the future if government does not react as quickly as possible. So we are hoping that we will not get to that level. We all know that currently we are enjoying freebies as far as the lifeline consumers are concerned between now till the rest of the year. And that is also a concern because cost is being generated from the electricity company of Ghana's perspective. And that is what government must move quickly to make certain payments to the IPPs.
How serious are they about shutting down the operations?
Well, that is the threat they've given. We don't know the timelines, but we are hoping that we will not get to that level, Israel.
All right. Charles Nixon, your boy has been speaking with independent power producers. Now, executive of the Ghana Union of Traders Association in the Central Region are appealing to the president not to bow to pressure from Nigeria to change Ghana's trade laws. According to them, rather than amending sections of the law that protects Ghanaian traders, government should focus on improving the economic indicators that make them vulnerable. The traders made the appeal at a news conference at the Kotokoraba market in Cape Coast. Richard Kodjonyako has more in the following report.
The traders contend that Ghana's trade laws are the only weapons that cushion them against foreign participation in retail trade in Ghana. Guta maintains that per the ECOWAS rule of origin, foreign traders from the ECOWAS sub-region are only permitted to trade in goods that are manufactured in their own countries, and any other attempt to trade in goods that are not manufactured in one's own country would demand that the traders satisfy the GIPC conditions on retail trade in the country. Regional Secretary of Guta, Adwaja Mratete, addressed the media.
These laws are being flouted on a daily basis by our Nigerian counterparts, and they have defied the trade directives of the country. Since they engage in all of the above and even taking over Ghanaian business in these categories, we believe that these laws were established to maintain, enhance or protect local businesses, and were enacted to create an enabling environment for our businesses. These laws should not be enforced and should be enforced and not use the advantage of foreigners.
She says any attempt to change the laws would spell doom for them and their unborn generation.
Traders would be very disappointed if this law and the standard of the country is lowered to the advantage of our neighboring countries. Many businesses will be extinct in the face of impending competition because most of our counterparts across Africa operate under very good macroeconomic environments, making their products highly competitive in pricing. Nigeria closed its borders to protect their local traders. South Africa did same. Many European, Asian, and American countries are working feverishly to support their local businesses against competitors. We wish to inform the President that unless these challenges are addressed, the effort of the substantial continental trade will be significantly challenged. Ghana must not be dictated to by our Nigerian counterpart. Central Regional Guta is appealing to the President not to bow to the pressure of Nigerians. Ghana traders must be protected, and we demand this act of right from the government.
The traders called on government to, as a matter of necessity, cushion traders in Ghana to stay competitive rather than considering altering the trade laws that offer them some protection. Richard Kwejonya-Akon, Joy News, Cape Coast.
Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Gwami-Tete, has disclosed payments of funds locked up with liquidated investment firms will be done through cash and mutual fund instruments. Payments are set to begin from the last weeks of September this year. Speaking on PM Express Business Edition, Reverend Gwami-Tete explained what a bailout from government would entail.
Government come in and provide a bailout for these investors or these clients of these affected companies. Initially, we government told us, okay, they'll give a capped amount, but over time and through engagement, the government has agreed to provide a bailout based on the validated claims of these clients. So this is, if you like, a social intervention that government has decided to do, because typically,
whilst you wait for the assets to be validated and be sold, let me use the layman since I have a lawyer here, to sell the assets of these companies.
Well, so actually the way the bailout is going to work out, once government comes in, the clients don't even have to be worried about engaging the official liquidator for any process, because government is coming to say, if this is your validated claim, we are providing you the bailout. So the government will have to then deal with official liquidator in terms of whatever recoveries she would make from the assets she may find. Okay, so what government is doing is very good, because it's effectively stepping in to make these affected
whilst you wait for
investors whole.
But Reverend, some would say that clearly from the Bank of Ghana experience, it was clear that this liquidation process would take quite a while to pay these people right.
So that's why I said that we are working with our act in Act 9.
I'm sorry if I threw in, because that is what fresh on our mind.
No, it's important, and I think people need to understand. In Act 929, we can appoint a receiver only where broker-dealer firms are concerned. We can't appoint a receiver where fund management companies are concerned. So the companies that we revoked their license were fund management companies. So the only legal option we had was to notify the Registrar General to say that, look, you gave these people a certificate to operate, we gave them a license, we've taken away the license. The object for which they came for the registration is no longer valid because we've taken our license. So please liquidate them. So that is the pathway, and I think that if you compare oranges and apples, you're making you're getting it wrong. We are working within the laws
that guides your modus operandi or whatever.
Exactly, because that's my enabling act is Act 929, not Act 930. So I must work with Act 929 and follow the provisions in there. So the liquidation process is also another way, and that's why I'm saying that government is coming in, because it's a long process.
Vodafone Ghana is collaborating with Makola Foundation to train traders and business owners to acquire digital skills. This forms part of the company's drive to encourage small and medium enterprises to adopt digital solutions. Here's more from the launch of the program.
The virtual capacity building program is expected to empower young businesses and traders in acquiring some new skills of trading using the digital channel. Vodafone has been celebrating every month of September as a period dedicated to small and medium enterprises as its contribution to the economy. Director of Enterprise Unit and Wholesale, Tawa Bolarin, says more businesses are expected to take advantage of the initiative.
Just looking at Vodafone, right, obviously with reaching so many people with the message, we hope that we'll attract more small businesses to our network. Absolutely. The second thing is that we also hope to make sure that the businesses that are already on our network know what it is they can do more with our products and services to help them. But I think what is more important to me, even though I'm a commercial person, is always how everybody sees a brand. And the most important critical success factor for me in this month of September is just to get every single small business to see the Vodafone brand as a brand that actually focuses on businesses, and they like that brand, because this is a brand that, even though they're a consumer brand and they do all of these things, these people, they have a focus on small businesses.
She has also expressed confidence that many SMEs will take advantage of the reduction in the communication service tax to improve upon their operations.
And if you can connect what the government has done, I think also for us in telecommunications, I think CST has been recently reduced, has been announced. We're making those changes across all the products on our networks. So SMEs will be beneficiary. That is all I can say so far as taxation is concerned. With Vodafone, every single thing that we've done across the SME space is just to make sure that businesses are able to take advantage of these opportunities. Your Business Online is a feature product that we have for this month. And we're helping businesses to build websites, to maintain the website, and to promote their services through the website so that they can actually reach more people. We also have a tool called Red Trader. We're helping businesses to manage inventory. Before, you have to have extensive amount of money for you to be able to get an ERP tool that will help you to do inventory.
The company is also providing incentives to businesses to overcome the negative impact of COVID-19.
And that'll be all for Business Live. I'm Israel. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good evening.